Hi Dollar Divas, welcome back to my channel. So today is a video I've been promising for a while. I'm going to show you how to apply false lashes. And I have two different ways you can do it, so I'm going to show you both ways. And I'm also using all Dollar Tree products. So if you're a returning Dollar Diva, thank you so much for coming on back for another video. And if you are new to my channel, my name is Jessica and I love to do a lot of dollar store and Dollar Tree oriented makeup and shopping content. So if that's your thing, you are definitely in the right place. I'll have any related content linked down below because I've been doing this for a little while now. So if you are new, it gives you an opportunity to kind of binge watch some of my other content. So that'll be down there if you like. Without any further chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So I think there's some debate about this particular thing. Some people wear mascara under their lashes, some don't. So if you've seen my videos, you do know I do like to wear some mascara on my lashes, just like one coat. I don't go crazy like piling on coats. Just one coat of mascara. Particularly for me too, because I have really, really short, sparse eyelashes. My eyelashes are about as bad as it gets. And for that, I don't need anything crazy or expensive. And I already have it on. I just have a coat of the BPure Hydrating Mascara. In my opinion, the best mascara from the Dollar Tree, or at least my favorite. So I do have a coat of that already on my lashes. So the first technique of putting on your lashes I'm going to show you is using traditional lash glue. There's all different types of lash glue. There is lash glue for individual lashes, then there is lash glue for strip lashes. So they have white glue that tends to dry clear, then they also have black glue that is meant to kind of really dry down dark. So if you're using like eyeliner or something like that. Personally for me, I am terrible at using the black lash glue. I make a mess of my eyes with it, so I personally like the white that dries down clear. And it'll come in either a tube or something like I have here today where it comes like this with a brush applicator. And I've used several different brands. This is Ioni from the Dollar Tree, but Kiss makes one, Duo makes another one. And I personally like the brush because I feel like it's a little easier to control than trying to squirt from the tube. Now, if you do use a tube and that is what you have, there's a technique of putting it on the end of a bobby pin and then putting it on the end of your lash because you don't want too much glue. You want enough glue, but not too much glue. Personally, for me, I feel the brush does a really good job at getting the right amount of glue on your lashes. So my preferred way is with the brush tip applicator. So now that brings us down to lashes, especially when you're first starting out. I wouldn't do anything that has a thick band. So if you're at Dollar Tree, I would definitely stay away from Color Mates. If you've been on my channel, you know that. Even possibly when you're first starting out, the Ionis as well. They're really great lashes, but they're a little thicker. My pick would be from Dollar Tree, the LA Colors Dramatalash or the LA Colors Jewel Eyes. For me, they're the closest to like an Ardell, which if you're in the drugstore, an Ardell is a great lash to start with. An Ardell Wispy is a great lash to start with. Personally, I think there's just something about those lashes to me that just make them very user-friendly. So for today, I picked this style right here. They're natural, they're wispy, they're a little dramatic, but not too crazy dramatic. This is the LA Colors Dramatalash False Lashes in the style Diva. So I'm using a brand new set of lashes. Of course, there's probably some debate about this too. You can wear lashes more than once if you're careful taking them off and storing them and keeping track of them. You can use, they are definitely meant to be used more than one time. I probably personally stretch it out longer than you should, which is weeks. That's a whole other thing. But yes, they are designed to be worn more than once. Personally, I don't use tweezers. And here's another thing about me. I'm going to show you my ways of doing it, my two different ways. I don't use tweezers to take them off the packaging, and I don't use one of those applicators or a tweezer to put them on. I've never been good at using those things. I've just developed, like, I'm just able to do it without. So like I said, this is my way of putting them on. So normally, sometimes you can tell that the lashes have a side. They'll usually never be marked. These ones are pretty even if you look at them. But if you notice that one side is longer than the other, that's going to be the outside part. So the idea is that they get longer as they go out. These ones here are pretty even, so I just usually establish that the top lash is going to be my right eye and the bottom is going to be my left, and that's how I will return them back to the packaging when I'm done. So I'm going to carefully peel the first lash off of the packaging. Sometimes there is some glue that is attached that was designed to keep it onto the package, and I just kind of pick that off as carefully as I can. So here is your lash. See, these have a really super thin band, so they're just really, really nice lashes. I like to roll the lash a bit. It kind of do this motion here. That way it's a little bit rounder because your eye is going to be probably a little bit rounder than the packaging. And then then you have to decide whether or not you need to trim your lash. You don't want your lash to go probably like where my finger is, like on this part of your eye. The closer in it goes, the harder it is for that corner to lay down. I like to have my, I'm trying to look and see if I'm accurate. I like to have the inside of my lash kind of start about right here, probably about where the color of my eye starts on the innermost part of my eye. So these I will probably have to trim personally. And the way you do that is you just kind of do the best you can at kind of sticking them on your eye. And this is an art, you guys, so it does take time. It takes a little finesse. I'm going to trim off, so you can see there's little sections. Not all lashes are like this. I'm going to trim off that little top section, that little top clump, and I'm going to do that for both lashes. If I need to trim more, I'll trim more, but I'm going to just start there. Any kind of scissors will do. I just happen to have, back Dollar Tree was selling these little Brookstone kits, and I have these little tiny scissors from one of those kits, so I've been using that to trim my lashes. I think that's going to be about right, so I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. Same thing, roll the lash, trim. Now, you may not need to trim your lashes, just depends on the size of your eyes, and it also depends on the brand of lash as well. So now you take your lash glue, and like I said, I'm going to do my right lash first, and I'm going to put some glue on these lashes, and I'm going to show you about how much you want. Like I said, you don't want it to be, especially when the lashes are new, I find I need even less. You just kind of want to get a thin line on there. So that is about what you want on there. So I'm going to go ahead and do my left one as well. And while I do that, I'm going to tell you one of the biggest secrets of doing false lashes is when you get the glue on there, you need to let it get tacky. And the way you let it get tacky, if you were to put these lashes on your eyes right now, the glue's too wet, they're going to kind of slip and slide, and you're going to kind of make a mess. So the key is to really wait. It depends on your glue. It depends on how much there is. You can wait a couple minutes. I just kind of, sometimes I'll do like one step in my makeup routine and then come back. And you kind of, it dries clear. So there's kind of like this in between where it kind of starts to look a little darker. It doesn't look so white. It kind of looks a little bit more bluish because it's starting to get translucent, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's a little bit longer than you think. And I don't know if it can be seen on camera, but the inner part of this lash, the glue is kind of starting to dry down a little bit. Like I said, you really can't see it. It's more of like, it's like the edges will start to get a little bit of like a bluish, darkish kind of tint means it's starting to dry down. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my right lash. And like I said, I do get close up to a mirror and I just lay it down. I just estimate to the best of my ability. You can move the lash around a little bit, and I just get it as close to my lash line as possible. Another little trick is to take a little bit of a bobby pin once you feel confident where it is and push down on the lash line. Sometimes it'll stick to the glue. That's okay. And then this is my personal trick. I don't know that everyone does this. I don't like my lashes to droop, so I kind of like to push up. See, that way you get a little bit more of like a effect. So pretty much it is on, and that's it. I mean, I know the little placing, like I said, if you have to use a tweezer to put it down, you can. So now by now, my left one is pretty good and dry as well. And this is just, this comes from somebody who has who wears eyelashes several days a week. And as much practice as I get and as much as I do this, it is extremely hard to feel like they're perfectly even. The biggest reason being is that most of us, our eyes aren't completely symmetrical. Our faces aren't completely symmetrical. Our eyes aren't completely the same size. The lashes may be a little different. There's just a lot of factors. And so you just do the best you can and know that generally it's always going to be a little bit of a thing where you getting them even we all just kind of get them even-ish, and some days are better than others. So there we go. For all intents and purposes, they're on. They're even-ish to the best of my ability and to the best that my face will allow. Sometimes they'll feel a little different. Like right now, they feel a little, each eye feels a little bit different at the moment. Sometimes that goes away the longer you wear them. Of course, if you have liner and you have eyeshadow and you have all that kind of stuff, that really, this is like the least forgiving instance in which lashes can be on your eyes, like naked, you know what I mean? So we're on to technique number 2, and this one is gonna be using eyeliner, but specifically a really amazing product, which I think can help a lot of beginners, but it is kind of a newer thing. So I wanted to show you kind of like the old school way, and then this way here, which I just personally started using last year. So I'm gonna be using a lash glue and liner in one. And basically what it is it is a liquid eyeliner pen. So this one here is by Ioni. Other brands make them like Kiss and Ardell, I'm sure, makes one. There's a couple brands. But Dollar Tree has your back and has you covered as well. So this is the Ioni Everlasting 2-in-1 Lash Glue Liner. This is in black. So it basically, for all intents and purposes, it is a black liquid felt tip eyeliner pen. But it happens to be a glue. And this is the only way in which I can use like a black lash glue product. I also have one that is clear. So they do have a clear, not at Dollar Tree as of yet, but I was in Sally Beauty Supply and I bought one just because I was curious. They do have a clear one, so you can do the same technique. If you don't want it to look like you're wearing eyeliner, they do have a clear one as well. So like I said, this is a miracle product from the Dollar Tree, and it's amazing that they sell it. So I like to kind of shake it up a little bit. And I also try to store it down with the tip down. So here is what the glue liner looks like. So I know like liquid eyeliner is a scary thing unto itself, but if you are good at liquid liner and not lashes as much, this is like a super like easy technique. It was like life-changing for me when I discovered it last year. And I do still use both techniques. So, but if you're not as good, if you're afraid of like a black liquid liner, you can always use the clear and still get the benefits of this technique. And it is, you know, I'm not always perfect at it every day. You know, it is one of those things. You can have bad liquid liner days. Sometimes I just can't get my wing right and whatnot. And so unlike the regular glue, you don't really want to let this dry. You want to kind of work quick. I do one eye at a time on this one. So there we go. We get a little bit of a wing. I think I did a pretty good job at not making it too crazy. Then just take your lash without any glue on it, and then I just place it again if you feel the need to use a tweezer or like an applicator, you can. Again, I'm just showing you how I personally do it myself. And then there we go. It's as legit, as simple as that. It just sticks. It just sticks to that liner, you guys. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. There is a sweet spot with lashes. I do like a new pair of lashes, especially if they have a thinner band. But there is like a sweet spot when you've worn them a couple times and they're kind of shaped to your eye and they have a little bit of a, they'll have a little bit of glue on them. You know what I mean? And I will kind of peel the glue off every other day or so when I wear them. But there's still, I don't know, there's just something about that, the band, when you've worn them a couple times, it gets into like a sweet spot, you know? So we're just going to repeat on the other eye. And again, getting the wing the same on the other eye is always going to be an ongoing challenge as well. And a lot of times it's because you're working with a different angle. You know, I'm going like this, now I'm going this like this, and it's, my hand is bent in a different way, so this is the toughest. And I always have a hardest time with the little extra part of the wing. You know, that's always my personal sticking point. So that's on, so then we just do the same thing with putting it on. And hoping and praying that we can just get it on even. Or as even as we can. I tend to do, what my tendency is to, this one will always end up a little closer in and this one will always be a little closer out, like you can see right here. I mean, I'm not perfect either at it, but you know, I would just go with it. So there we go. And then, you know, then you do have this thing where lashes, sometimes they'll bunch a little bit differently. You know, so that, like I said, if you do have some eye makeup on, it's even more forgiving. Some people do like to put mascara on their lashes. I'm on the stage, so sometimes I'll put a little mascara on them when they're new to kind of thicken them up a little bit. And then as I wear them, they kind of get like other makeup on them. and I'll do it to like redarken them. But generally, I've heard that it's really not the best to put them on, like, you know, leave them clean. You know what I mean? So that's up to you. You can put mascara on if you'd like to on the lashes. I'm personally not going to. So yes, if you have any additional questions that I did not answer, definitely comment down below and let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them, or do a second part to this video where I clarify some things. So yes, I'm super excited to have gotten this video out. I hope it helps even just a little bit. Ultimately, this all does come down to practice. There are a few tips and tricks, but it does come down to practice. Of course, at the end of the night, just carefully take them off your eye, and then I like to just kind of place them back into the original container. I feel is best, and keep track of which eye. Like I said, I do right on top, left on bottom. That's just me. You do whatever works for you. But yeah, ultimately it just takes practice. So good luck. Definitely share your journey or your questions down below. I'd love to hear how it's going, or maybe try to help if there's any questions that you have, or do a part 2 to this video at some point. So anyways, let me know if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Definitely hit the like button. Don't forget some of my other content down below. Definitely give some of those things a binge watch. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.